What's up YouTube and welcome to Thresh Asol Control. So I've been looking for a control deck to play recently that is not Darkness. Overall, of course, the meta is super duper fast, a lot of aggro decks, a lot of Demacia rally decks, and the only control deck that can really hold its ground, it seemed to be Darkness. And I felt like there have to be more answers to the current meta, so I am gonna try some control decks, some rather offbeat control decks in the near future. This one was brought to my attention by WhatAmI, a pro player from the US Shard, who recently took down a couple of tournaments with this list. Now, the concept itself isn't super new. I'll just skim through the list real quick and explain what everything does. We basically play a Targon Invoke control decks and we try to find specific answers to the threats we're currently facing. So for example, if we face a lot of Petricide Broadwings, we play Spacey Sketcher to find Equinoxes, we play Blinded Mystic to silence them. If we play against Landmarks, we can find Comets off of Solari, Priestess, Supernova off of Starshaping or Asol. If we play against decks like Pantheon, we can hush their big units, we can Equinox or silence the White Flames. We can also Vengeance, Comet, Supernova, Sunburst, Piercing Darkness, their Pantheons, Ruinate of course as well. So due to the Invoke pool being so versatile, we have answers to pretty much everything. A lot of the rest of the deck is going to be removal or some early units and some board control. So let's look at removal first. Vile Feast, of course, super consistent, gives us a chump blocker as well. And that one is very needed because we often need to stall the early game. We will play from behind, but we will swing the games later on with some big invokes or something like Withering Wail, some big board wipes. So we have a nice little mixture of AoE and pings. I already mentioned the hard removal here. And we have Thresh as a challenger that can very well take out an MF or challenge something like a Veigar or a Senna, get their HP low enough to finish them off with a ping. Besides that, we also play some early units in Mountain Goat and Lunari Duskbringer. They also generate discard fodder for the Spacey Sketcher, and at the same time have some solid stat lines. This can block Fearsomes, Duskbringer trades well into a Catalyzer, Loping Telescope, kind of the same idea, and can also either find win conditions out of nowhere or some nice celestial cards. Our finishers are usually going to be Aurelion Sol as well as the big celestial invokes from Starshaping. We'll often pick a spell shielded unit, something like the Great Beyond, something like the Destroyer. It's gonna grow very easily in this list because we play a lot of cheap celestial cards and invoke spells. So they'll often hit the board at like 10, 11, 12 attack, and all it needs is just one connection with a Nexus, just one attack, get your opponent to around 10 Nexus health, and then you can Atrocity your spell shielded unit or your spell shielded Aurelion Sol into their Nexus for the easy finish. Another way to get a huge power spike in the mid game is of course leveling up Thresh and pulling an Aurelion Sol off of the leveled Thresh. And last of all, if we're not in a hurry, we can also just use the classic Targon thing as a win condition. We outvalue just about anything. So we don't even need to close out the games ourselves per se. We just need to remove everything our opponent has, get rid of all their units, make them run out of cards in hand, and eventually we will take over because we just play higher value cards. Now there's a bunch of tech choices that make sense in this list. Feel free to play around with the ratios. Feel free to try some more cards like the box or whatever you feel like trying out. One thing to watch out for though is that if you add another champion like Zoe or Diana, keep in mind that that makes the Thresh level up worse because it will sometimes pull a low value champion. And I would say it's not really worth playing triple Aurelion Sol in the current meta. It feels like overkill. So I very much like the version that WhatAmI plays here. I think it's very well teched for the current meta and for most of the decks in the meta. Lots of key removal and key stalling cards. But one thing to watch out for is, I'll say it right away, this deck is very hard to play and very, very strategic. You need to have some extended matchup knowledge to make the right decisions even in the early game. Because very early on, you need to already know what to invoke for your opponent's biggest threats. So think about what your opponent's main win conditions are and think about which cards are most effective at answering them, and ideally you have one or two answers to each of their potential win conditions. And the other thing I already mentioned, you need to be comfortable at playing from behind. That means knowing which risks you can take and you have to take, and especially setting up your board swings, like for example setting up a big Withering Wail or keeping mana open for cards like Vengeance or Ruination, so banking spell mana. And I'll be honest, on paper it feels like this deck should struggle against a lot of Demacia decks and Rally decks, but somehow it felt okay. Most of the tech choices are very much on fleek, and I was able to climb a fair bit with this, and it felt nice because it was a control deck that is not darkness for once.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Alright, darkness. So Thresh is probably a fine keep, and I think I like Vengeance. Apart from that, we need stuff to stop the mad Catalyzer. Maybe I even kick Vengeance, because we really need something for Catalyzer. Preferred type of beer? Kölsch. Because I'm from Cologne. Traveler for the curve. Might be better. With 2 challengers in hand already. Ah, that sucks. Thresh can kill him. My opponent has Vengeance mana though. By Duskbringer, discard Fodder. And stat line. What? Who plays Mist Call in 2022? How's that ever justifiable? Oh man. I have a one-off? Aren't people playing like other stuff instead these days? Please no Catalyzer. Please no Veigar. Sheesh, I'm getting outskilled.
Let us take a peek at life beneath the waves.
Alright, Veigar number 3. Contesting it. Can eventually run out of Veigars. Well, then Senna and Thingy Thing are still problems, though. Ishtali. So my Threshes don't do anything anymore this game. How do I win this? I just don't, right? Just as a blocker, I guess this is the best.
Tentacles off the spectacles, please.
Main deck Otterpus.
Long road behind, long road ahead.
So we kind of need to find another Wail to have a shot here. Kind of trolly by my opponent to not put a ping on this stack, actually. Considering I have Gem. Ooh. Like, we could outvalue our opponents, but we do need to find Withering Wail.
Keep your distance.
Rekindler and Veigar are the scare cards. Senna, well, I mean, Rekindler pulls Senna at this point. Senna is still somewhat scary, to be fair.
I got big plans for this place.
Juicy pass. So one Conchologist card still left.
Spotlight on me.
I guess Cosmic Rays. Supernova could be better. Because my opponent has one Conchologist card, right? But in most cases, I think Cosmic Rays is better. Race is better against... Oh, okay, we just lose here. They hold another Vengeance, for sure. Gotta admit, I'm surprised. Ooh, now we could play for an Atrocity top deck. Don't think it's good, though. Attack could be good, bad against Stress Defense, but it still looks like the natural play. Sketches Serpent Sky's Descent. Do I need Hush for anything in this matchup? Don't think so, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty sparkle flag.
Sever Sky's Descent would have been a play, actually. It's not bad. Now the downside of having used Moonglow is that we don't have Sky's Descent next turn neither. That might have been poor planning on my end. So opponent's considering whether or not to play the randomly generated card. Ouch. Oh, that blows. We have Wail for some healing, but Ishtali might easily find lethal.
What wondrous discoveries await below.
If they let it go through, we can win with Atro.
Easy does it. Oh dear.
So one Conchologist card in hand.
My, how they stare.
It was my heart that led me here.
Rabahu?
What once was two, now is one.
I think we got these. Oh, we out-controlled the darkness deck. We did it. We did the impossible.
See you next time, Runeterra.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Thank you for 13 months. Appreciate it. How many copies of Resolves do these decks play these days? I mean, I guess Wail is a keep either way. I don't think Thresh is a bad keep neither, because if we double draw Thresh, we have boxes. Less than 4? Well, thanks for nothing. Should be a very rough matchup for us. But our opponent's start looks pretty slow. Feels like Mayor coming down. I want to pick Warrior, but it's the only sensible play for next turn.
Warms the heart and lights the way.
So ideally I'll have Ruination mana in my opponent's Yordles and Arms turn. So we hope they don't set up Yordles and Arms by turn 5. So that's the arcade board music. I wish it would be.
Let's go. Grab my hat. Comb my mustache.
Comb my mustache. I could contest it, but it seems very poor. Just try to bait our opponent into Ruination. Kind of like attacking here.
My spirit shines.
Okay, that's good for us, our opponent having some slow development. Ooh, Cosmic is kind of hot. It's probably not the best pick though. Because Cosmic doesn't outgrow Yordle's Narms. Moonsilver means Ruination next turn, potentially. Oh, this is a tough choice. If we pick Moonsilver, there's a good chance we'll run out of units soon. Cosmic we could already play next turn, though. I kind of like the idea of Cosmic, right? Just for the content.
More myself than ever.
I feel like it should have been Moonsilver, though. Our opponent is... Oh, they're not developing. Okay, then we did everything right.
Back heretic.
Let this go through because we're playing Cosmic. In that case, it's... Oof. 1 mana 6/3 Overwhelm or a card that's really good against the thing. I'm kind of digging the 1 mana 6/3 Overwhelm.
One star's whipsy is another spark. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's no way my line of play is the best, but I still like it. I'm still very glad I took it.
You're interesting.
Does Cosmic buff your Wild Spiders? Yes, it buffs everything. Is it ever not Thresh? I'm pretty sure Wild Feasts are better. Wait, next turn into Wail. The Resolve is a huge issue. I'm not scared of Yordles in Arms. It's probably just another Wild Feast here. Because otherwise, if my opponent pops Yordles, I Ruinate, I don't have mana to replay any units, I might just die at 4 HP. Yuck. Together we are... Okay, I think we have full control of the game. What did you just suicide this guy for? Oh, the Gnar level, of course. Oh, 6/9 Thresh incoming. Gem Goat so it gets hooked instead of Thresh. I don't mind Thresh getting vulnerable. Could jam here, but I don't think it's good. Never 6-9 Thresh. Unlucky. The dumb thing is we can still lose this. I guess the good thing is we probably won't. Thresh is not in danger, he is the danger. Yeah, he is the one who knocks. This dude is just like emo Walter White.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
You, my friend, need to disappear. Walter White evil? I said emo Walter White. I mean, yeah, well... That's a very philosophical question. Is Walter White evil? Yes and no?
Blasting off! Bye-bye, bad guys! Locked, loaded, and ready to rocket!
That's not good. I think I keep Wail plus Wild Feast here. Sure. Scared of Ruination? Are you? I gotta respect the Golden Aegis, so I'm not gonna do anything yet.
The light of my star warms the heavens.
Alright. Don't really see how our opponent escapes this one.
To the front lines. Bit late.
Oh, they play okay, I should have gemmed. Right, that was my bad. But I think we just win no matter what. I guess Wail to go for maximum healing value. Sure. And to not lose the spider. Don't kill him, force him to concede. I'm working on it. I like how Cosmic Inspiration was just good enough. Just enough to close out the game. Winter's Breath for the memes. No, I can't do my man dirty like that. Yes, Angry Onion. I guess he does, yeah. Pooh! Okay, we have an elusive blocker. Guess pass.
You best believe I don't play.
Hey, we did it. We made them concede. I think this deck is very efficient at making people concede. for a win rate isn't even that horrible so far. This could be a full keep. I think one Vile Feast is enough. Let's greet this. Hush is potentially discardable. Equinox for Broadwing or Sculptor, I guess.
One star's Whipsy is another spark. That's new.
I sculpt what others only dream of. Where's my hammer?
I think it's Vile Feast. Keeps Vengeance open for next turn. What the hell was the resolve for? What? I mean, I guess my opponent has to hold another one? Like, it's 10 times as good next turn if you play Valor anyway and want to contest a bunch of 1/1s. I'm lost here. Was there a reason to Vile while... to not Vile while their mana is down? They played Sculptor, we had to Equinox at first.
Needs a finishing touch. Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Okay, since our opponent randomly used resolves, Wail probably takes out MF.
My shield is yours.
What's the play? Could just Vengeance MF right now. We could Wail here. Like, if we assume the first resolve was used very loosely, and that might hold mean they hold the second one, we should definitely Vengeance. Let's get slightly punished by another MF. But otherwise, if we go for Wail, the punish by resolve is actually quite big.
Where's my hammer?
Okay, I guess they're not holding resolve after all.
Ooh, you're
In that case, we can greedily block here. Man, scouts are easy after all. Who would have thought?
Bask in her radiant blessing.
I've got your back.
This is probably Rally then, right? Aegis. Looks like GG. Could have also played Mystic here. Yeah, both are very winning. Love it.
I see the heavens aflame, gods burning in starfire.
I could have baited with the Mystic. I could have waited till my opponent plays for Demacia. I mean, I don't think it makes a difference at this point. We have removal for everything our opponent can play, so we don't need to pass here. Like, keep the attack token.
I see the heavens aflame, gods burning.
So good against Broadwings as well as White Flames. GG. Ah, that was lovely. Like, with control decks, you just get to that point of where you can basically play with your food.